Hey guys, Mix here, and in today's video we are back with the Corvette. And as you guys saw in last video, we kind of ended off on a progression note, but this thing was still not running right. Well, just a couple hours ago, I was just tinkering off camera, just messing around with some stuff. What it seems like is this thing is running pretty much perfect. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and jinx it and say that it's fixed, but I did do a couple things, and I'll tell you them in a second, with the carburetor, because that was the issue. I don't know if you guys saw it at the very end of last video, when I was running it, and this has been a common issue. I've never actually seen it happening when I was running, but when I was running it, so basically what was happening and making this thing run terrible when I broke down on the side of the road and everything like that is, over time, for me hitting the gas over and over again, the rear would start leaking out of the float, and it would like literally dump into the engine and flood it. And it was flooding it bad. As you guys saw with the spark plugs, they were brand new, and it looks like they've been through a war and like dipped in oil and set on fire. It did not look good. So we went ahead and threw in the old ones, which were in much better condition than the new ones. And it was running good for a little bit, and then it started happening again. So just this morning, what I did to get it working is I completely reset the tune. I put it all the way in to lean, and then I backed it out like a turn and a half to, that's kind of where you start off tuning. And I also lowered down the fuel level in the float bowl. What you do is you basically just take this little flathead screw, you loosen it, and then you turn it clockwise to lower down the fuel level and counterclockwise to raise it up. So I lowered it down, and at first it was still leaking after giving it some gas, and then I just kept barely going lower and lower, but make sure not to do it too low, and eventually it stopped completely leaking. Like, I was sitting here, I was revving it, I was letting it run for a solid like 20 minutes, and this thing was running perfect. I kept tinkering with the air-fuel mixture. I did rich it up a little bit. I want to make sure it's not too lean. It is much better. And what you look at when you're raising and lowering the float bowl height is this little peephole. You just loosen it, and basically you just want barely any dribble to come out of the hole. You don't want it like overflowing, because then it's way too high, but you just want it at the very bottom, and that's pretty much a good height. So what I want to do to see if this thing is actually fixed is take it for a drive. I'll be on and off the throttle, and if you guys have picked up on it, whenever I say that this thing starts running bad is after it gets warmed up and hot and I start revving it, and that's when I'm in the driveway, and then it started running bad. But now with all the adjustments, I'm curious to see if that fixed it. I still do have the carburetor rebuild kit on the way, but if that fixed it, that would be awesome. And even this morning when I went to fire it up for the first time, it was popping out the driver's side exhaust pipe so bad, literally like gunshots. And I unplugged each spark plug wire from the spark plug going down the line until the popping stopped. And it ended up being cylinder number 7. So what I did is I just took out the spark plug, put in another one, made sure it was gapped right, and put it in, and it completely stopped the popping. So I think just because it was running so rich before, that it just was fouling the spark plugs really bad. But we are going to take this thing for a cruise and hopefully make it farther than just down the block. And if we do make it farther, hopefully we don't break down on the side of the highway like I did last time. Okay. So it's been a couple hours since this thing's started up. So hopefully they decide to change its mind and not want to run anymore. Alright, sweet. So I just let it warm up a little bit, and we'll be on the way. Feels pretty good so far. I'm not going to jinx anything though, but I do need gas for it, so I might run to the gas station, which is a little bit risky, but I don't know, we'll see. Just going to do a couple laps around like the side streets and stuff, just feel it out and make sure it's okay before I go ahead and take it any farther. Feels really good. I trust it so far. I mean, I think it would have died by now, but go ahead and put some gas in it. So I do have to go on a highway to get to the gas station, but you know what? Let's just do it. One of the reasons why I'm so eager to get this thing running is because tomorrow I have an appointment to get it inspected. And along with the inspection, it's also going to be getting the power steering control valve. Definitely feels good. Oh, no way, another C3. I'm gonna wave. Hey, no way. He waves back. That's sick. The Corvette Brotherhood. Man, this thing's feeling good. 5th gear, cruising. And the gearing on this thing is also very high. I'm at 2,000 RPMs going 35 in 5th gear, so definitely not really geared for the highway, but we'll figure something out. All right, we're pulling up to the gas station now. All right, we made it. Let's hope it starts back up. 93 for it. This could be the first time I ever fill up the tank too, so this is good. Coming up on 13 gallons. I wonder how big this gas tank is. 14. Let's stop it quick. Okay, it's not leaking. There's no way that this thing has a 17-gallon gas tank. 18. No, I'm gonna stop it there, because that's just too much. That's insane. Start back up for me. Woo. Just a full tank. It's never had a full tank before, so that's good. It actually has over a full tank, so I'm kind of glad I stopped it. Hopefully my gas tank doesn't explode. And then once I get back, I might go ahead and pull off the plugs and just read them quick, just to make sure that my tune, you know, is okay. It's not too lean. Rather have it more rich than lean. Lean, you run the risk of blowing that thing up, and definitely don't want to do that. I'm not really 100% sure if it's gonna pass tomorrow or not. I mean, the only thing I would think that would make it not pass is the headlights, which are terrible. Before I went ahead and took off one of the headlight covers, and the bulb was actually built into the headlight, which is kind of a stupid idea. Through the gears, let her breathe a little. So I definitely don't want to push my luck too much, especially with the tune really being untested. I don't want to, you know, if this thing's running too lean, then I don't want to push it. So I think we're gonna start heading back now. We'll pull a plug and see how she looks. I almost died here one day. As in die, I mean the car almost died, not me. Thankfully. I gotta get a camera on that rear bumper and just get some exhaust notes with this thing, because it sounds so good. As soon as it gets in like the 3,000 range, the rasp comes out. Oh my God. Oh, it sounds so good. And I know I said that I don't really want to beat on it, and that really wasn't beating on it, but I do want to get a good reading on the plugs to really tell me how it's running. All right, we made it. Sweet. Alrighty guys, so I just got back and there is no smoke. Usually there was always smoke from the interior when I would get on it. It would go through the firewall, or when I pop the hood, it'd be smoking. So that PCV system is definitely working. I don't see really much oil pulled up from the valve cover, so that's probably the pressure being, you know, relieved from the PCV system as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off quick and just make sure that it isn't leaking, because usually when I'd stop driving it, the carburetor would leak down. All right, so it's not leaking. Perfect. Man, I love doing that. All right, so I'm just gonna take out the just the easiest spark plug to get to, and we'll see how it looks. All right, so based off reading it, it definitely doesn't look too bad. I mean, you might confuse it and look at it and thinking it's lean, but that's more of a grayish color, not really of a white. I don't think it's definitely not bad for my first time, you know, tuning it. But what I think I'm gonna do is just richen it up just a smidge, and I think that should be pretty good. Then I'm gonna go ahead and drop it off at the shop, and so this thing can get inspected. Perfect. Just a hair richer on both sides. And idle's still pretty good. Oh yeah, definitely feels responsive. All right, no leaking. Perfect. So guys, it is actually the next day, and as you guys can see, I'm in the Corvette, and that is because it is back from the inspection. And well, it failed miserably, and that's basically what I was expecting. But he told me everything that was wrong with it, which is what I wanted, because he's able to put it up on the lift and check everything. So I have the paperwork right here. The parking brake does nothing. The headlights don't work. The turn signals apparently don't work, even though I'm pretty sure they do. I don't know. The license plate light doesn't work. Power steering leak, which I already told him about. Left front brake caliper's leaking, so gotta replace another new one. We replaced both of the new ones on front, and then that one started leaking. We replaced it, and now this one's starting to leaking, so now we gotta replace that. So that sucks, but I do have a lifetime warranty on it. And no horn, but it does have a horn, just not here. It is down here, which you probably didn't see because it took me forever to find that. But everything should be a pretty simple fix. I mean, I already got headlights basically all figured out. I think the hardest thing is probably gonna be the brake lights and maybe the parking brake, depending on what it is. If it needs new shoes, then that's probably gonna be a pain. But if it's hopefully just like a cable adjustment, then that would be pretty nice. But it's still gonna be kind of challenging because I do have to get underneath the car and everything and do all that. But we're not going to be fixing all of that in today's video. I'm going to save that for another day when I have all the equipment on hand to just kind of crank everything out and get everything working to make it roadworthy. So with that being said, I'm going to be ending off the video here. I was definitely really happy how this thing performed when we took it for a cruise. Nothing really went wrong whatsoever. It was running smooth, never died. I mean, last time when we drove it for the first time, it broke down 7 times. And I think this is definitely an improvement of breaking down 0 times. So slowly but surely we are working out the kinks. And once we get all this done and we could go ahead and get it inspected and safe for the road, then we could go ahead and start making this thing look nice. But anyway guys, with that being said, I'm going to be ending up the video here. Follow my social medias. They'll be on the outro of this video. Instagram and Snapchat I use the most. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share friends with the channel.